President Biden commuting the death sentences of almost all federal death row inmates, a decision Biden says he made based on his conscience and the belief the U.S. should end the federal use of the death penalty. But President-elect Trump plans to do the opposite and expand the practice. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar reports from Washington.
With just a few weeks left in office, President Biden's sparing 37 inmates on death row from execution. They will now serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. Biden had been urged by the Pope, human rights groups, and some fellow Democrats to make this move.
I think there are reasons, both in terms of racial justice, due process, and what it says domestically into the world about our values.
Biden said, "Make no mistake, I condemn these murderers, grieve for the victims of their despicable acts, and ache for all the families who have suffered unimaginable and irreparable loss." Only 3 federal death row inmates are still on track to be executed, Biden said, because they are cases of terrorism and hate-motivated mass murder. Dylann Roof, the white supremacist who killed 9 members of a black South Carolina church. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, one of the Boston Marathon bombers. And Robert Bowers, who killed 11 people at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh. During his term, legislation to end the federal death penalty went nowhere in Congress, even though public support for the death penalty has declined over time, peaking at 80% of people in favor in 1994, now at just 53%, according to Gallup. Biden's view on the issue has evolved, too. In fact, it was in 1994 that, as senator, he said this.
I added into the bill more than 50 death penalties. I support the death penalty.
Biden's commutations are met with some criticism.
I think the beef that people will have is that justice has been served. The death penalty was enforced by a jury. Why should the president put his thumb on the scale of justice?
Biden acknowledged the political timing as his successor plans to accelerate the federal use of the death penalty.
I am hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen.
The only way you're going to stop this is the death penalty for drug dealers.
There were 13 federal executions during Trump's first term. If he gets his way, his second could see far more. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar reporting.